Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Offsides Podcast. God, I almost had a bad one there. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm a little tired today, but I'm all right. I'm good. Everybody doing good. Y'all breathing above ground, like my man James said.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, so we what, like 2 weeks out now since the game, since everything,
Yeah.
since done.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
all the
crazy,
parades
man.
are over. All the conspiracy theories are over. The script is getting written for 2024 now. You know what I'm saying? How you guys feel about how it all ended, man? Not just the Super Bowl, the season as a whole. For me, seeing some teams like the Texans come through, I'm looking forward to seeing them this year. I'm looking forward to see what Pittsburgh's going to do at where they're at. Are they going to keep Kenny, or are they going to bring a veteran in? Want to see what the Giants are going to do. With Daboll having a lot of the issues with the head coaches and how he treating people and stuff. Eagles, which I keeping on defense. Ravens, I don't know what y'all going to do, man. You know what I'm saying? My team with the new head coach and the way they're doing everything, I'm curious, man. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But I'm gonna start with Pete, man. Pete, what was your takeaway, man? NFL season's over. We already talked about Super Bowl, but overall as a season, what was your take on it?
A couple weeks ago, James said it, man. He was like, "Yo, can't count Mahomes out, man." And look, I don't think anybody really at the beginning of the playoffs they wasn't the number one seed like they normally are, and they still made it happen. And even the beginning of the Super Bowl, I thought San Francisco was taking care of them in the first quarter, and then they just turned it on. And look, and here we another year, another Chiefs championship, man. And Kelsey ain't retiring. His brother retired. I thought they would be both retired together, but they going for the three-peat. So I guess he's gonna, give it another go. Travis Kelsey. And but one of the things that really like stood out to me was the Browns. They traded all that shit for Deshaun Watson.
Mm.
He really hasn't played. Last year he was suspended. This year he was hurt. Then they bring in Joe Flacco and they freaking make the playoffs. So he was throwing like 3 TDs a game. So I'm interested in seeing what they do with that because this dude comes out and plays mediocre. It's going to look like one of the worst contracts ever in sports, bro. Ever.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get back to that because I think with the Deshaun Watson, that's a conversation in itself. So I'm gonna write that down and come back to it. James, what about you, man?
Man, I always, as much as I'm saddened by my Ravens performing like they did, I'm always glad to see the season not go as everybody expected. It adds an excitement when shit just go way different than you expect because we saw that whole stigma about how scripted the fucking NFL was and everybody had the script and this and that. And I'm kind of glad that kind of knocked that out of people's minds. Like, yo, bro, in the playoffs is any given team's game. It did solidify a couple of things for folks. I mean, not saying that we didn't think this already, but it solidified that your boy over there in Dallas
Mm.
is a regular season guy. He's not a playoff guy. So we can hang that up of waiting for his turn to be great. He's had so many chances and he ain't done nothing. Um, it solidified that you can you don't have to have all the pieces to make an exciting run. Like you said, Cleveland, bro, they had Deshaun Watson, didn't do nothing, and Flacco got him there. That's pressure now. Watson's got to perform,
Yep.
or
Yes,
he's
sir.
just one of them has-beens, bro. You had Flacco coming in from, like we said, playing Roblox on the couch to lead the team. You know what I'm saying, and turning that franchise hopes around, and it solidified my boy. Not saying that he wasn't solidified, Pat Mahomes, bro. That boy getting the playoffs is dangerous ball game. So I think overall the season was great. It ended great. Like we said, the drama leading up to the playoffs and into the championship game was great. Not just with the teams that were there, but outside. We had the Belichick situation going on. Like we just saw, and I know we're gonna talk about this too. We had your boy Russell Wilson. They left 80 plus mil on the table. It was like, fuck it. So man, it's a good season in regards to excitement, drama, and giving the people what they want. That's the unknown, man. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. June?
Yeah, I think it was a great chapter to close the book of the season the way that it did. It ended with a unexpected but not surprise type of ending. And And Debo Samuel said it in an interview. You know, he said one thing about facing Pat Mahomes is you're facing Pat Mahomes. So you didn't know what he was, trying to portray. You just never know what you're gonna get from that guy. And as clutch as that guy was, he wasn't surprised. Like he just looked defeated. Like, damn, I've lost to this guy again, right? Because he beat him last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I lost to this guy again. So I think it was a super dope ending to the season. Like I said, very unexpected, but not surprised. And right now, free agency is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane, which free agency is picking up as crazy as the NFL season ended. And that's the cool part about it.
Yeah, the ending to it, culmination wise, we talked about the Super Bowl. To me, and we said it, like I told somebody today, I was doing a business meeting and we ended up talking about business, and he's a 49ers fan. I said, how did he feel? And he's like, man, I just felt like it's a little scripted. And I was like, well, I said, the thing about it is with Mahomes, man, he's just that player. You get these generational players that come around every so often. And we're just lucky that we're seeing it kind of consistent now in football, where like not everybody's MJ, not everybody's Kobe, not everybody's LeBron in basketball. You know what I'm saying? This is a different situation we're seeing where you have one quarterback retire and you have another one come in that you can't even count out no more. You know what I'm saying? That despite whatever the regular seasons, it was like the drama was there all regular season. And the minute they got into the wild card, they were like, yo, it's time to play. And these guys became active. They brought Mecole Hardman over, which is going to transition to what I want to talk to next. And he went from not doing anything on the Jets to catching the game-winning, football touchdown in the Super Bowl. So it ended it well to transition over to the offseason. And Pete said, I think you said this is like your favorite part of the season, right? Between free agency, the draft, and how these teams build up to get to. And I can agree there, because we start looking at individually what our team's doing. Then now that we do this podcast, what the NFL's doing, because we got to talk about it. And you start seeing, like June said, free agency going crazy. Before I get to that, I wanted to touch bases on a few things. So one was Mecole Hardman on the pivot. I didn't get to finish watching the whole thing, but I did watch the segment where he said that in the Jets, there was no culture on the offensive side. There was like no offensive plan. Once Rodgers got hurt, it was out the window. They didn't use him right. He felt like he did say this. Who's the number one wide receiver on the Jets?
Wilson. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. He said, I'm not talking about Wilson because we know he's a dog, but there was other receivers on that I was like, I'm better than them. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, look, I come from a winning experience. I know what it feels like to win Super Bowls, because he already had two of them, right? Or three? No, two. So he's like, I come from a winning culture, and here you are not even giving me a chance to talk, or you're not even listening, or I'm giving advice. And then they trying to say that he gave the Eagles the playbook. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
I heard that. Yeah, I heard about that.
And how do you guys feel about the fact that he said about the culture? Do you think that he's obviously he was in the locker room? We saw what the Jets was in the regular season. Do you feel that that's going to carry over to this season right now with no structure in the offense? He said the defense had a mind. He said that they were like lackadaisical. There was no discipline. The players weren't really like committed. It was just like unorganized compared to what he just left in Kansas City, which now they got 3 Super Bowl rings in what 5-6 years. So I'll go with June first. June, how you feel about that take that he said?
I mean, he's not lying. I don't think he's lying. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sit here and trying to piece it together, right? But I don't think he's lying. I think from his perspective, and his point of view, I mean, he played the sport, so I think he could talk a little bit more to the level of experience and then what we see. But as far as what does he think about it? Like, what do you mean, Frank?
Like, as far as him, he as far as the like do you feel like he should have talked about it? Should even commented on it? You feel like he should have just left it alone? You just won another Super Bowl. You're on your third ring now. You know, you're back where you belong. Should he address it or not?
Why not? You know, at this point, because if he's not, then somebody else is. And the risk that you take when you don't discuss stuff like that is gonna be that the stuff that, like what AJ Brown, what he was saying, for example, the media will twist it up. Like, I never said I wanted to leave. You know, I said I'm happy here, but you know, we got things we gotta fix. And the media talking about he's so unhappy that he just wants to leave. But no, I don't think it was bad. I think it was cool. I think he puts it out there, and I mean, we're gonna eat it. We love stuff like that because it is what it is. But no, I don't think it's wrong. I think it was pretty dope. Put that stuff back. Give me more, brother. Give me more.
Pause. Right, pause. For you, man. Off said pause. They brought Aaron in. We know what the whole, you know, flying to go see Aaron Rodgers, the owner, the GM, the head coach, everybody in a private jet to go see him. They bring Matt Hackett over, Daniel Hackett, whatever his name is, Hackett over to be the OC. We know what he did in Denver. It went nowhere. Do you feel with this upcoming season that they've already set a tone that they can't bounce back from offensively, like in the culture? Or do you think that with Aaron Rodgers coming back, it's going to fall in line?
No, it can only go up because they were horrible last year. Like 4 plays in, and Aaron Rodgers is done for the year. That shit is insane to me. But think about it. If you're on the team and you're quarterback, if you remember last off season, you had Sauce Gardner, you had Garrett Wilson, you had Breece Hall. They were all, you know, trying to recruit Aaron Rodgers. They finally get him. They finally feel that's the missing piece we got. And 4 plays, this dude is done for the year. So I can see why they kind of were like lackadaisical on offense, because everybody knew, yo, we ain't gonna win shit. Our quarterback is gone, and the guy we had all last year, he's our starter now. So we know we ain't gonna do shit. Even though there was a point in time in the season, they were thinking about playoffs, and then Aaron Rodgers will come back, but we saw what happened there. But can they bounce back? Like I said, I think it's only gonna go up because they were so shitty last year, and Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Got a full year to recover, a full year to get to recover 100%, to get more chemistry with these guys. So yeah, I think they could recover, but they kind of have to, because everything was shit last year. They benched Zach Wilson to put some other scrub in there.
The guy that Aaron Rodgers said bring in.
Yeah.
It was like a backup that Aaron had before.
Yeah, a backup that had no business probably being third string, but that's how bad the situation was. And the Jets had a flat tire last year, and they didn't have a spare.
That's fair. I like that. They didn't have a spare. You going back to the Watson and stuff situation. I'm gonna start with Pete on this one. We know. I thought Watson was a good quarterback. And I still think that there's a part of him that was great at the time that he was playing, what he did with Houston. I'm not looking at his last season before he got injured and then the whole massage fiasco and you know, the whole cases came out. I'm talking about when the kid was coming out as a rookie and competing for the rookie of the year, almost would have had 40 touchdowns or something like that. The dude was ridiculous. I seen him go toe to toe with New England in New England, you know, and it came down to the wire. Do you think that his lack of I don't want to say success or lack of wow is because he hasn't played so long and now he's getting injured, so it's going to take him a while to come back? Or do you think that he's past his prime?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't think past his prime, but I think it's the you know, not playing for a couple years, whether it be suspension, injury. And in the year before he got traded, he didn't play at all. So he didn't play at all, came over, got suspended, and then got injured. So the last 3 years have been
crazy.
You can chuck those years, man. He hasn't really had any type of flow, any type of consistency. Then he's got new receivers, new teammates. And I think that thing hanging over his head with those accusations, that's got to play a little bit into his head when he's on the field. you know, I got to live up to this contract. I got the only guaranteed contract in NFL history. You know, they traded a lot for me, so I think that plays a part in it, in his play, because last year, even before he got hurt, he didn't wow anybody. He wasn't. They were winning, but they also had a great defense. They had the best defense in the league.
Mhm.
I think he's still got a lot to prove. This is the third year of the contract, I think. But look what Joe Flacco did, and he don't have a fully guaranteed contract like he does, and I think the pressure's on him going into this year.
June, what would you do if your ownership? You know, you got a guy like Flacco that came in, like he said, was throwing for 3 tutties, 300 yards, you know, was killing it. I mean, he was throwing picks too, but that's just the name of the game when you're throwing the ball like you're throwing it. You know, do you feel like that offense has enough to help Deshaun bounce back, or do they got to go get more? Because we know the defense is great. We know the defense is amazing. But now we're looking at the offensive side. He only has Amari Cooper. I don't know if he's a free agent this year. No, I don't think so. I haven't seen anything about him being a free agent. But who else do they have on offense to help him? Chubb got injured too, right? Nick Chubb, I think it was. So they had to go get somebody else to bring in. I think they brought Hunt, yeah, Kareem Hunt, which I think is dope. I think he's a great running back. I like him for his versatility. He can catch the ball. He could run the ball. Do you think that offense has to do anything to improve? And honestly, how much pressure do you think Deshaun has going into the season this year?
So first and foremost, you guys got to try. This is not sponsored, but you guys got to try this water. The green watermelon AU vodka on the rocks. Let me tell you, on the rocks it's not sweet. It's just perfect, man. All right, so I had to put that out there. I'm just so excited because I opened it and I'm trying it now for the first time. I'm blown away. I think the very first thing that you do as an owner is bring that head coach in there and say, my brother, you have to stay here longer than you can, because what you did last season just proves that not just the leadership, but that management that you had in that offense got us, you know, a couple of wins away from the Super Bowl with 4 quarterbacks. So I would start there. I would start at that head coaching position, because I think he deserves a lot of credit, right? And he got the credit that he deserved. And then moving down, like Pete said, I think there is a lot of pressure on Watson. However, who does he have, right? I mean, the Kareem Hunt and Chubb, they got really lucky with Hunt coming back. You know that nobody signed him. They got really lucky with that. They played well because he knew the playbook and he was there. But in my opinion, the biggest weapon they had aside from Chubb was Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper, monster. I don't know if he broke that I think he did, right? The single record for most yards in the game.
I don't think so, because I think let me check that, man. That's a good question.
But aside, I mean, Amari Cooper, hands down, my opinion, one of the best, and we talked about it before, one of the best receivers in the entire league. Top 5, maybe even top 3. I go that far, and I think I've always said it. That was Dallas's biggest mistake, was letting him go.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of faith in that, in Gallup, but that's a different story. But no, that's just my opinion as far as the offense goes. They need to bring another heavy duty receiver. They need a heavy duty wide receiver 1-2 punch, kind of like Philadelphia, right? You got Devontae and AJ. I mean, that's a solid 1-2 punch, and then you could get a third stringer that's mediocre or average. But yeah, as far as Watson go, man, it's scary with Watson, because now you owe the man.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Real quick, Flipper Anderson, 336 yards in one game from the Rams.
Okay.
What year
but he was close. He had like that game against the Texans. He had like 200 yards, 200 plus yards.
But I think he broke it was the franchise.
Anderson,
The franchise.
yeah.
Yep.
No, you said Flipper Anderson, bro?
Yeah, that's his name, bro.
What year was that? 1967? Jesus.
1893, dude.
Right. April 1st. Uh,
Yeah.
um, that shit's got to be old, bro. That's got
Yeah,
89, bro.
they didn't even have helmets. They were just playing with the
that,
rubber jump.
nah, it was 89, 89. They had helmets at least. It just didn't have no other body protection. You know what I'm saying? So, man, going back to the Chiefs real quick, man. I think we talked about this last time we recorded, but I don't recall. I say that I think that these teams now are going to be building their teams to beat the Chiefs. Going into the season, and we still got free agency it kicks off the 15th, right? Or something like that.
Monday is the tampering period.
Monday. So before we go to the Chiefs, let me put a pin on that because I think that's going to be not a lengthy but quick conversation. Let's talk about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson got let go. He was informed and he was given permission to start talking to other teams. I'm gonna go with James because he wasn't here for the last one. Excuse me, where do you see Russell going?
Man, I honestly can't even say, man. I'm gonna say this too. He's gonna be a dangerous pickup. I know that. Because when we talk about Russell Wilson, right? Although he had this stuff going on, when you look at his numbers, I think he was top 12 in QB rating. Like he didn't have a bad season. So the turmoil had to be personal and wasn't in a professional opinion or judgment that they waived him, which is sad because when you talk about a locker room guy, you always hear Russell Wilson's name in a good light. He's never been a bad locker room guy. So wherever he goes, I think he's going to do great. I think he's going to be an asset to that team. One, he's been there before. Two, we talking about in 2020, this guy was like top 5 MVP voting. Like, this is not a slouch, bro. To let this guy go with $85 million on the table of cushion and him be nothing but respectful in the media, still not even, and I'm going to go back to what y'all was talking about with the Jets, with Miko. Bro, what do you gain by going to the media and talking about locker room stuff? Like that can't be good for the locker room. If you have issues with the locker room, address it in the locker room. Not saying that he didn't, but what's the benefit of going? And I think that's where the old school was kind of different at. We got a new age and new era with the social media thing. What do you gain by that? And I think Russell Wilson, the integrity that he has by not out and being professional when he's talking about stuff, is only gonna like lead a locker room better when he gets there. I'm telling you, man. I don't know where he's gonna go to answer your question, but wherever he goes, I think he's gonna be an asset. He's gonna turn our organization around.
Yeah, I think one thing we can all say he's a very good person when it comes to not airing dirty laundry.
Yeah,
he's look what I mean. They were talking about it on It Is What It Is. Mason.
Oh man,
them dudes, they had me laughing. And I can't ask Mace a question, bro. Mace was like, pause, whatever. And then he said, nah, honestly, he said what he did was honorable. How he honors his wife, how he helped Sierra buy her masters, stuff like that. But sticking to football, Pete, James just said wherever he goes is gonna be dangerous. Do you see Russell taking a team-friendly deal, like a minimum salary for a QB at a certain team? Just to go to improve, I still got it. And what team do you think he'll go to?
I hope he does. I hope he does because that'll be the ultimate middle finger to the Broncos because then they still got to pay the difference. So I hope he does do that because the way it's set up, they still got to pay him, and he can get he can go get a minimum deal, and a lot of that's going to be more attractive to teams because they're going to say, look, we got a starting quarterback and we don't got to pay him $35+ million. So I hope he does. I mean, him getting cut was more about money because, like James said, he had a good year. He wasn't the best quarterback this year, but did he have a good year? Absolutely. I think he did as well. But I think it had more to do with contract because that contract was crazy that they gave him. So this was the only way out of it. Now, I have no idea what team he goes to because we got to watch the dominoes fall because there's Kirk Cousins, there's Justin Fields could get traded. So it's whoever loses out on those quarterbacks when those dominoes start to fall, then we'll see where he goes. and then the rookies, the rookie quarterbacks coming in. So I have no idea. But you hear the same teams: Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Minnesota, because they're gonna lose Cousins. So once Cousins signs, once Fields gets traded, then we'll start to see where Russell Wilson goes. But I have no idea.
So June, I think it was more peak. I think it was more Sean Payton I wanted him to either. I don't think that he fit Sean Payton's style of quarterback he wanted, I guess. June, what about you? Where do you think he goes next? I mean, shit. You got if you're New York Giants, do you go for him? If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, do you go for him? If you're Atlanta, do you go for him? If let's look at the teams that have QBs, right? You got the Eagles, you got the Ravens, the Bengals, they got theirs. Miami has theirs. Who else? Jets has Aaron. Buffalo has Josh. The Redskins don't have nobody really. I mean, not the Commanders, the 05s don't have nobody.
Hey, chill out.
My bad. They don't have nobody. Who else? Giants don't have nobody. Hell, the Patriots don't have nobody for all intents and purposes. You got some teams out there that if you brought the right person in, can make a difference. Where do you see it? What teams do you think would make a fit for him?
But I tell you what, I'm gonna be really honest with you. Russell Wilson got that. I'm in high. I do the under ROTC at the high school, man. And these kids always come up with this crazy slang, right? And every time something good goes well, I know we use it here and there. They always say W, W. So Russell Wilson, W with that guarantee money, because Russell Wilson's about to make shoot, man, I'll tell you right now. I just had it up. So the Broncos are going to pay Russell Wilson $39 million in 2024 to play for another team, right? W Wilson, right?
Yeah.
L Broncos. So the interesting thing is I think I was just reading something about Atlanta making a push for Justin Fields, right? But we'll talk about that later on. I think the Steelers are 100% hands down. I think he'll play under great leadership that's obviously experienced, and they have a system over there. And I don't see another team that the Steelers were a quarterback away from being that suspenseful in the playoffs. Put it down. And I think he'll be the missing piece. Now, the only thing is, how much is he willing to go out there next year and prove? Because now I think it won't be on the teams. I think everything is going to be on Russell Wilson.
That's tricky, right? And here's why it's tricky, and that you guys can chime in if you want. I think he's such a Christian and such a man of God. I don't think he's trying to go out there and prove anything to anybody. I think his views and his eyes, if I'm going to be that guy, I'm going to be that guy. I just got to stay true to who I am, and it's going to work. But he is a competitor. He is an athlete. He is a Super Bowl champ. He is, like you said, in 2020, he was top 5 in there. And I think as a man, we're all men, and come on, somebody shits on you and gets rid of you, and you didn't really do anything wrong. You want something to prove, bro. Like at the end of the day, you want to prove that. You made a mistake by letting me go. Now, I don't know if he's really going to go out there and push it, but I would hope that he does. And I think for me, I think Pittsburgh is the best place for him. And it's not because of the weapons. I really feel because of Tomlin. If Mike Tomlin, the way his leadership style is, the way he is, and I think it would fit right with Russell needing. I think Russell needs that kind of that leadership style that's going to pat him on the back, sit him down, buy him a cup of coffee, and say, "Hey, let's talk about it. This is what you're doing wrong." I don't think he does well with the rah-rah, the hey, you fucking missed that slant, you dummy, type stuff. I think it's more of a. I'm not saying you got to treat him like a baby, but I think, there's different styles of leadership for different people. And sometimes you got to know your people to be able to lead them in a certain direction. And I think with Russell, Sean Payton's style is not Mike Tomlin. So I think in Pittsburgh, he can get that Mike Tomlin love at the same time discipline that's going to allow him to shine and progress. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
you know.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think that's where he would go. I would want to see him in Pittsburgh, to be honest with you. I think with a good defense, they got some good weapons. They got a good running back. They got a tight end. They have receivers. They can get out there and do some things. I think it'd be good. But it's just to me, it's difficult though. The AFC, to be honest, you go to AFC, it's too much competition. We don't know what the Chargers are going to look like with Harbaugh up there. You know what I'm saying? The Chargers come out swinging.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to look down at this year with another year with our boy over there, Doug Peterson, and now getting accustomed, because what happens is they let go of Calvin Ridley and bringing out another receiver in that can actually connect with Sunshine with Trevor Lawrence. You know, we don't know. The Ravens could add a missing piece and take off. I think the NFC would be a little more friendlier for him if it was, if it's just me. But I don't know, man. I think Pittsburgh, though, I could see him out there with the black and yellow on. But I don't know if Sierra want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like that market.
Say, and Sierra from Atlanta, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought about that too.
Might get a Taylor Swift situation going on where it's marketable, and now she back in Atlanta. It's getting crazy.
Got to pause on that one, bro. She ain't got the numbers. He said, Taylor Swift. Ain't no way in hell, bro. Hey, she ain't got that effect. Hey, they was selling her CDs on Groupon, bro. Stop. You gotta stop.
Damn, man.
That's so dirty, man.
That's messed up.
Like, this was a few years ago. My wife said this. She was like, yo, her shit's on Groupon. Anyways.
Hey, but if you're Atlanta, you got nothing to fucking lose. Just fucking what you got. That's years and years of misery down in Atlanta, bro. They need a spark somehow. That shit is crazy.
They got weapons. They got weapons.
That's what I'm saying.
Division. It's a weaker division, and they play indoors. So he ain't
got
elements. I mean, that's another good look too.
I'm telling you, man.
True.
I just think coaching matters. And we've seen it. That transition's perfect to the next topic. We've seen coaching matters. Look at Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Twice now. Shanahan, as a head coach, had a double-digit lead on the same team and goes into the second half and pulls out a dud, bro. Like, I was before we stop, the Chiefs are the team to beat. I mean, I think that's a fair assumption to say in both conferences. I don't care who you are, because even if you win the NFC, you got to anticipate that you're going to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and you got to beat that. How do you beat that? We saw them struggle. They were they had the most offensive holding calls in the league, and they get into the Super Bowl and not one. This is the third time, not one call.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a conspiracy, bro. Hey, somebody not watching. They weren't catching any balls, pause, and they caught all the balls, pause, in the Super Bowl. Kelsey, there was games we thought Kelsey was done. And gets in the playoffs, and he's going for 150 yards in one game. Catching everything, bro. Like, he's out there like he's 20 years old again. Like, back to dating black women. That was wrong. I know that was wrong. I'm sorry. That was wrong. But in your opinion, do you feel that teams are going in there looking at the team we need to beat is that team over there? I'll go with Pete first. Pete, what you think?
Antonio Pierce already said it. He's the Raiders coach. He said they got like their version of the Jordan rules for Mahomes now. Like, it's hit him, I guess, as much as they can get away with until the refs, start throwing flags, personal fouls, you know what I mean? Like, so they're feeling themselves because they beat them in Arrowhead. So yeah, they're definitely going to be. They're the hunted now. They got two. They went back to back in the parade. They're talking about going for a three-peat. So absolutely. And then you got one of the division rivals talking about we got the Jordan rules. We got the blueprint to beat them because we beat them in their house. So Yeah, that's what you got to do, I guess, when you're in your division, the big dog in the division. You have to kind of build your team to kind of knock them off the hill, and that's what it's going to be going forward. The Chargers, they went out and got a great coach. They got got the 5th pick in the draft. They already got their quarterback, so let's see what they do. The Raiders are feeling themselves. They need a quarterback. They were pretty good last year, and Broncos is we already know what they did, so we just spoke about what they did. So they probably going to be last in the division, but everybody's and they beat them too. So
I think Antonio Pierce. I love what I saw his take on that. I don't know which podcast it was. But even when he did one with Max Crosby, and I like when he said that. I told him to hit him. And I've said that. And me and June watch a lot of football together on Sundays on FaceTime. And my biggest pet peeve when it comes to defenses and Patrick Mahomes is they don't hit him. They don't hit him. June could tell you, man, I'll be yelling at the screen. I'm red in the face. My blood pressure's through the roof. I got to take my heart pills because I get so mad when you have these defenses that don't lay wood on this cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I get it. They're going to throw a flag, 15-yard penalty. I don't care. I'll eat that. I'll live by that. But I want him to think twice before he leaves that pocket and starts scrambling. June, in your take, the same question. Do you think, even so you're NFC guy, so is Pete, in your side of the house, do you think that on the NFC side, teams are looking like, yo, that's the team we got to take out? Because he mentioned their division. Now the conference.
I think it goes back to what we said before they made it to the Super Bowl. There were better teams out there that were supposed to be there. And for the fact that they made it there and they shut down arguably the best team in the NFL with 49ers, it's a scary thing. That's the only way I could describe it. It's a scary thing to think that team may not be composed in all elements of their players, and they can still pull out. It's a scary thing for that team to be leading the NFL in drops, and they can still pull out this W. It's a scary thing to say you have probably the best player in your team is your quarterback, aside from Kelsey, and that's all you need. Is that all you really need in Kansas City? I mean, how scary is that, right? So I think 100% it just confirms that Kansas City is the team to beat. Kind of like when the Patriots had that run, the Patriots were the team to beat, regardless of whatever you already knew next year. It's kind of like, hey, we got to make, if you're in the NFC, hey, we got to make it to the Super Bowl because we're going to play the Patriots. Like, that's just what it was. So now it's kind of like, hey, we got to make it to the Super Bowl in the NFC because I know we're going to play the damn Chiefs, and we got to take them off from that stool. And it sucks to say that, but that's the team to beat, unfortunately.
James, when I said that beginning earlier, your face cringed a little bit, man.
Hey, I know. Hey, I was looking at James talking. I'm like, dang, man, he's probably eating.
Hey, it's not a James spirit. It's like, no. So, James, hit me with the tape, man. What you think?
So I think anytime that you win it all, you're going to be the team to beat regardless, right? Because you did something that nobody else did. You won the whole damn thing. But when I look at the playoff run, I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs did anything spectacular to win those games. I think 3 of the teams like literally fucked themselves. Like the Ravens turned the ball over 4 times and ran the ball 11 total times per game. I mean, that game, right?
Do you think it's a mind thing though?
That's what I'm about to say. So it's psychological, right? I think facing Mahomes and the stigma behind them makes you second guess who you are as a football team. So you could say that, yeah, they're the team to beat, but I think teams got to ask themselves, are we psychologically prepared to go to war and do what we've been doing all season? We saw it with every team that they faced. They went away from what they did. Like, bro, it was almost like you could sit there, watch the game, like you said, damn near punch the TV. Like, bro, how are you doing this when you know this is what got you here and you went away from it? So I think we have opinions about it all day, but psychologically, they have the league in the cusp of their fucking hands. Because then when you start talking about stuff like, oh man, I think that the refs are cheating for him. That's how you know you're gone too deep. Like it's over.
Yep.
The refs ain't cheating if you throwing picks. That's on you. The refs ain't cheating if you fumbling the fucking ball. That's on you. The refs ain't cheating if you third and goal, right? You dive to try to get a touchdown and it gets poked loose. That ain't nothing the fucking Kansas City Chiefs did or refs did. That's strictly you. So I think you're right though. I think it's a psychological game with they have a stigma behind them. When a team has that aura or that stigma of being great, and now it's gonna be magnified. You know what? I'm changing my answer. They the fucking team to beat.
You know what? I hate to say this, man, because of people like Shady McCoy and Nick Wright, but they are the other team to beat. And it's because they take you out your game. Okay. Yeah. They did it to the Eagles. They did it to the 49ers twice. You know what I'm saying? Twice in the Super Bowl. They did it. And you said something. When they ran on the run they ran, you know, we all give them the Dolphins. Dolphins was, that's a layup. It's cold outside. There's no water. The Dolphins can't swim. But they go to Buffalo. Buffalo, I think, played them the best out of all the AFC teams. And they still came out on top with the win. All right, we said, hey, now you're going to Baltimore. You're going into Baltimore. The last remaining good defense. Got Lamar Jackson coming off his second MVP. You have Zay over there, everybody, and Lamar plays like he was a rookie all over again. And we said this before, you know, players win the games, coaches losing. And every game that they won, the coaches lost it.
Yep, I can agree with that.
Straight up. They just took advantage of it. They didn't give the game away. You know, Mahomes' numbers in the playoffs, if you notice, some of his numbers be looking ridiculous. He throws picks, but they come out and win. And it's that team that you can't keep it too close. I think the reason people like Joe Burrow and the Bengals have success against Mahomes, or the Chiefs, I should say, is because Burrow stays composed.
That's it.
When they lost in the AFC Championship, even though Burrow threw, I think, 3 picks that game, bro, they were a penalty away from winning the game. If you think about it, go back to the AFC Championship. If that defensive player does not touch Mahomes with his index finger as he's going out of bounds, there's no 15-yard penalty. There's no closer kick. Yo, Pete, stop laughing. And they don't go to they're not going to the Super Bowl. But it came down to, you know, he breathed on him as he was going out of bounds. It was, I don't agree with the call. He did push him. It was fair. But I just feel like when it does come to certain things with certain players or certain teams, they actually call the game, like, accurately. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. What was it against the Eagles, right? June, they said it was holding on the guy. But when Juju broke off the route, the ball wasn't even catchable. But they still call holding, gave him the 5 yards, first down. The rest is history. You know, Eagles losing shit, man. So I do think they're the team to beat. I just feel like in order to beat them, you just got to put up points, man. You got to go to put up points or tell your defense, hey, every time out there, hit them.
Or don't turn it over. Like, yeah. Bro, I think that's the game plan in any playoff game is no matter what you do, don't give them back the ball.
I mean, but even the 49ers, what, they had one turnover to fumble? At 2, no, they had the muff punt that went off the foot over.
Yeah, the punt and the fumble. Yeah, it
wasn't even a muff punt off the receiving, but it was off the guy blocking the gunner. It hit his heel. Then the fumble by McCaffrey. Yo, Purdy didn't throw no picks that game. Man, listen, just hit Mahomes, man. When he's out there running and he's doing this, just hit him. But the minute he does this, just hit him. Take the 15 yards.
That's it.
Just take it. I'm telling you, me, I couldn't be a coach. I couldn't. Because I'm going to tell my guy, hey, who's the third string defender we don't need? All right, Juan Pepe, come here. Listen. And he does this, hit him. I want you to hit him like right here.
So Bounty Gate 2.0, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I'll pay his fine. Hell, I'll even suspend him. I'll even be yelling at him on the sideline, get the fuck out. And then after the game, like you
Why
did,
do you think that nobody hits him?
the flags.
The
Like,
Like
fines.
you think he's that protected though?
Yes. Bro, he's the next Brady. Okay. He's the
I was
next,
just gonna say that.
he's the next, he's
Where's that
that
from?
guy. He is that guy. They changed rules for Brady. They're changing rules for Mahomes.
That's true.
Like Miko Harmon said, they changed the overtime rules because of them. And
So
then, bro, and we didn't even talk about this. How the hell are you the 49ers and you
oh
don't
shit, that's right.
overtime rules?
That's fucking crazy. It's no way you can tell me that
Come
you
on,
don't know.
Bro, listen, there's no way in hell. We all here. We all love the game. We watch the game. We prepare. Every team here has a Super Bowl ring that we like. There's no way in hell when y'all won those two against the Pats, or when y'all won the other two with Parcells as the Giants, that they didn't study the rules of the game, situational football.
Yeah.
I know for a fact the Eagles did it. You know what I'm saying? And I know the Ravens, when they play, coaching is coaching. I know our guys know the rules. Like, hell, they'll force a fumble. The ref will say something, because I seen it against the Jets in MetLife. And the defender say, nah, the rule says this. They go review it, and it's right. It's situational football, bro.
And not only that, if you didn't, let's say you didn't know going into overtime, the drive leading up to overtime, you discussing this shit on the sideline. Like, if we go to OT, are we taking the ball or are we giving it away? Like, shit like that.
Bro,
There's no way you didn't discuss that.
Miko Harmon said on the pivot that they discussed the overtime rules at least 5 times prior to that in 5 different practices. They already were, like, they said it when he said it, when they decided to receive the ball in overtime. Yep. Patrick Mahomes said, "Oh, we won this. That's it. We won."
Yep. I think they said we got what we wanted.
Yeah,
we got what we wanted.
That's it. That's crazy, because they were already prepared to go for 2. That thing that people, again, coaching loses the game, bro. That's how you're not prepared. How you not prepared, man?
Hey,
but if you stay ready, you gotta get ready,
bro. I'm telling you, everything is gonna fall right back to what James said. You could be 16-0, 17-0, and you will play the Chiefs next week, and the coach will say, "I know we won 17 games this way, but we're playing the Chiefs, guys. We're gonna do things a little bit different next week." And that's the crazy part. That's the Chiefs. That's the Chiefs freaking thing, you know. That's what they bring to the table. They bring that mindset, that change, that crazy shit to make you adjust.
You live the guy by the sword, right? Pete, in your Super Bowl wins that you can remember, did the Giants change the strategy?
Not really. The one that comes to mind is the one against Buffalo. They had that long drive where they just ran the ball. Like Otis Anderson, OJ Anderson, they ran the ball. It was just rush after rush after rush. I think it was a 10-minute drive. They stayed to what they did best, and that was the running gun, I believe. The machine gun. They had Jim Kelly. It was the machine gun Kelly offense, whatever it was called.
Hurry up offense. Yeah.
They kept them off the field.
Yeah.
And they won. I mean, it came down to a missed field goal, but they was in the game. And they put the pressure on them to make the play and win by making that field goal, and dude didn't make it. So yeah, they stuck to their guns.
Ravens, the 2000 Ravens, the other Ravens, it's been defense, and we're gonna deviate. When the Eagles beat the Patriots, bro, Eagles went in with a game plan and they stuck to it.
We won the fucking Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, that's you know what? You're the reason, your team is the reason why I feel with a number 1 offense that's only giving up 10 points a game could win it. Like, you don't need to have a great quarterback. You just need to have a great defense.
Don't turn the fucking ball over, and don't give them field position. Like, guess what, motherfucker? If it's 4th and 5, Go ahead and punt, make them work their way down the field, and don't turn this motherfucker over.
I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
get it.
I'm telling you, it was crazy. But super excited. A lot of moves. You said Monday tampering starts. Did the combine. I missed it. I got to go back and watch it because Breed's gonna ask us, and I got to be ready. I don't really pay too much to the combine though, to be honest, man. It to me, what matters when you get on that field.
Yeah.
What translates when you get on that field. I don't.
Best thing about the combine was dude who had the fastest 40.
Yeah, the 40.
Yep.
Yeah, what was he? 4.23?
4.21.
2-1.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Now make him put pads on and a whole suit
Yeah.
and that and bump him at the 5 and let's see how
Yo,
fast.
but he had the best time. He had the best time, and then he did it again, and that's when he broke it. The
Yeah.
second time he
So
broke
they
it.
had the unofficial time and then they ran it and he got the official time was like 4.21. Like that's crazy.
Fast. That dude is
Mhm.
fast, bro. That dude is fast. I mean, I don't have anything else. I think it was a good take, man. The season's over, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen now. I'm gonna go around the room. If anybody got any last by the ways or anything they want to talk about, let it out now. I'm gonna start with James. Where you at, James? Anything you want to add or talk about?
Nah, man. Just once again, man, you see I'm on duty. I had to hop on with my boys. Look, June laughing. I always got the CDO, man,
But hey, that dude right there.
but they only got me for another year because my retirement got approved. I'm out the door. So man, working on my 100%. But now, man, like I said, dope always to get on and chop it up and talk about the exciting world of sports. And talk about how Mahomes scares people, but you know what I'm saying? Hey man, till next time, dog. And hopefully I ain't got duty. So
Facts. It's next week Thursday, bro. You should know
there we
already.
go.
Next week Thursday. You know if you got to do it or not. June, what's up with you, man?
Hey, tell you what, big shout out to Jason Kelsey. He finally came out and he said he retired. I think what he did for the city of Philadelphia, for the team, I mean, it just showed his grit all the way to the last game of the season last year. And I think that's super dope as far as being an Eagles fan. Thank God I bought his jersey like before he announced it and it started going up. But super dope, man. Happy for him or whatnot. Jalen Hurts, man, girly goatee back. That looks very weird. I don't know if you've seen the picture on the chat. He don't even look like himself, man. He looks like a grandpa. I'm hoping that's not him, but I think it's him.
It is him.
It is him?
Yeah,
He looks,
Definitely.
he looks bad. He looks bad. No homo. So, man, we just see how back to free agency, right? That's how I'm gonna end it on my end. Free agency got me a little bit confused. Are we signing Swift? Are we not signing Swift? Are we trading AJ to the Patriots? Are we not trading AJ to the Patriots? Right? That's on the Bleacher Report. I don't know if you've seen that, Frank. It's just, I mean, shit. Is Russell Wilson gonna really end up in the Patriots instead of the Steelers? Who knows? You know, because it just is what it is. Look at Frank, like shit. I'll take it. Fuck.
I'll go last. I'm gonna tell you that. But next week we can actually talk about all that good stuff. Next week, get more info, write it down, and talk about it. But I'll say my take last. Pete, what's up, bro? What you got, man? Saquon leaving, yeah, bro. He's like, I'm out of here.
Well, first I'm glad June brought it up. Jason Kelsey, like everybody kind of gave props to that guy. Solid player. I think he was a 5th round pick. And then Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Solid pro, man. And it's a division rival, but props to that guy. Congratulations to him. Glad he's gone. Anything that makes the Eagles weaker. Saquon, look, he's a running back. The Giants are shit. They got other things to worry about. Look, they're the 6th pick in the draft, and they have Saquon. So he's a running back. And look, the Chiefs have done the last 2 years. They've won with a 7th round pick running the ball for them. So, I'm like I said before a couple weeks ago. one of my favorite times of the year of the NFL calendar year is free agency and the draft, and we're about to start it Monday. So see you guys next week so we can talk about what's happened in them 3 days because it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I think so too, man. June, you know, I didn't see anything about Russell coming to the Patriots though. So I don't know, but another good week, man. Good topic, good discussion. I wanted us to just talk basically a recap of the year. We're gonna have some plans moving forward for the next couple of months, like you said, free agency and the draft coming up and stuff like that. I don't know what my team's gonna do, man. I'm actually watching the Dynasty on Apple TV Plus, even though I read the book. So, and I have the audio book. I am a fan. So I know how it ends, but it's interesting to see the interviews actually in person. I gotta watch episode 4. I stopped watching so me and my son could watch it together, but he wakes up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon like he has a job. So hey, tune in, like, share, subscribe. Please support us. We're gonna have more stuff. We're gonna do things that we're gonna have more stuff coming out. Pedro's taking care of the YouTube channel. He's putting the effort into that and doing his thing on that side. So tune in next week. We're gonna talk about some more free agency and hopefully we have a lot to discuss once it hits. Hopefully we'll know for sure if some of these people are going and we can actually elaborate on it based on what they got on the team right now. But again, thank you for listening to Offsides Podcast. Until next week, peace.
Deuce.